Okay, this is on how to do a unattended file. First of all, the program that we open up is the Windows System Imager Manager. When we open it up, it wants to know where an image file is, so you say yes, and in most cases you're going to go to the drive. I might as well do the whole thing. So you go to the DVD drive, you go under Sources, and then you scroll down to the current CLG file, which in this case is the Windows 7 Enterprise one. And then we've got a basic file to start off with for our answer file. Next thing I usually do is go ahead and start the file save. So I'm going to save answer file as, and I'm going to make this the Windows 7 Enterprise 64. So then I'm going to use the existing one that I have as a guide. So this is a guide that I've got. So I'm first going to look for this. So I'm going to add Microsoft Windows Security SPP into the generalized section. So as I go over here and open up my components, Microsoft Windows Security SPP, so Security SPP, I click on that and I right click and say add to generalize, and then I'm going to look back at that answer file that I'm using as a basis to build a new file with, and in particular skip rearm needs to be set to 1. So there's the skip rearm. If you double click on it, you can just click there and change it to 1. And that's it for that one. So then I'm going to go to the next one down, which is Windows Security PNP Sysprep. So Windows Security PNP, Microsoft Windows PNP Sysprep, Windows PNP Sysprep right there. Also adding that to generalize, and then on that one, keep grabbing the wrong things and dragging over here. That one we've got to make sure do not clean up non-persist devices is false and persist all device installs is true. So in that case, this is the one that needs to be changed. So then we go on to the next one, and now we're looking for Microsoft Windows Shell Setup. Now we're adding to specialize. We've added to a new pass. So Microsoft Windows Shell Setup. And we're going to add to, and you can see this one I could add to different sections. I'm going to add it to specialize, and then I'm going to look for what things were changed on there. We've got the copy profile true, shadow Windows Live false, Eastern time zone, and then we're going to put in the KMS product key. So I'm going to go over here and set those items. Copy profile should be true. Shadow Windows Live should be false. Time zone is not drop down, so you have to actually type it. Is Eastern Standard Time, and then we're going to have to find our product key. So to do that, I basically just Google KMS product keys, and usually it comes right up. So it's listed right here in TechNet. So I'm using Windows 7 Enterprise. So I'm going to use Windows 7 Enterprise right there. So I'm going to just copy that product key right into there. Okay, and the next one is Microsoft Windows Deployment. And we're still working in the specialized section, so I add that there. And then we're going to, per our key here, we're going to change run synchronous to add an order of 1. Oh, I right clicked and said synchronous action add order 1. And we've got a command there that we're going to run that I'm going to copy straight out of there, and I add that right in the command path. Oops, didn't mean to click off there. So there's that command as well. And then I'm going to go down and finish the rest of these. Okay, so I finished adding those things. These ones that have nothing filled out, I just go through and delete. They've got nothing in them. That'll happen anyway. So I've got all the things here that I needed. So if I hit to save my answer file, now if I went and opened that same answer file, so looking at my one I had versus the one I just worked on, the biggest difference is that I'm switching from 64 to non-64. But other than that, it should look basically like the same file. So you can see some of those differences, but pretty much it's the same file. So now I can use this one for Windows 7 64-bit Enterprise.